Andy, Luann, like Andy and Luann. I mean, Luann lives right down the street from me here in the Hamptons. Like, these are his actual friends, whether they're fired or not. Now to have to watch a bunch of people that are also right, like 23, 25 years younger than you, he's probably sitting there being like, listen, the whole point of Housewives is you put women on television that there was no place for. There was no place for someone in their 50s or 60s. It didn't exist. And that was the great thing about Housewives. You are giving this whole group of women that are quote unquote in the media's eyes over the hill a whole new life and making them heroes and giving them careers and lives. And by the way, like, I think if you were going to do this influencer thing, then to me, to bring it back to our first conversation, you should have done it. The Olivia Palermo, you should have done it.
Yes.
Like the Hills with 23, I am a total bitch and that's my nemesis. Like, you could have done the city. You could have done the Whitney Port, the city, with a bunch of like 20 something gorgeous, bitchy ass, diverse, but bitchy ass women. This is like right in the middle. Like, this is not even like real influencers. And I agree based on the cast. I mean, and you even know some of the cast from the past, like other things in life. I'm not that impressed either, honestly.
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna watch the first episode. And listen, I hope I'm wrong, but I think the writing's on the wall in terms of I don't think people are going to care. And last but not least, David, this is when you know it's a different show. It's premiering on Sunday after Atlanta Housewives.
I didn't even understand. I had to check and I was like, wait, it's a Sunday? I'm confused.
Yes.
It's going to stay on Sunday, I guess, after Atlanta?
So it's coming on July. Atlanta is early May, June. So that's
it's July 16th. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll like overcross. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be Atlanta's the lead in. We'll see once Atlanta's off if that'll take his time slot, or maybe Married to Medicine. I forgot about that. Maybe Married to Medicine will be the lead in, but
it's not a good sign. Look, I didn't think, and then we'll wrap up. Like, when I first interviewed, I was interviewing a lot of fashion people that knew Jenna Lyons. So I would always say, what do you think? Every single person was like, I don't understand how Jenna Lyons is doing this. Like, she was the president of J. Crew. Every single person I talked to that knows her was like, isn't she too serious for Housewives? Now, that's never a good statement. And I'm talking like Nicole Miller, like fashion people that knew her. And I think like I asked Candace Bushnell, like real actual celebrities that I've had on my podcast. I can't remember. I mean, if you were even remotely associated with like anything, I'd be like, oh, do you know Jenna Lyons? I was like my go-to question. Everyone's was like, oh yeah, I know her. And like, isn't she doing, like, how is she doing Housewives? And like right when it was announced, everyone's like, isn't she too serious? Like, maybe there's and it wasn't like it was like, but I don't understand. Like, how is she going to be on that show? I don't get it. I'm like, well, I don't know either. Like, I don't know her like you do, but that's not a good sign now, is it, for a new housewife, that they're too serious?
No. So I watched the Met Gala.
Yes, same here.
Bitch, did you watch? That was her, right?
Yeah.
You want to go first about your thoughts?
You go first.
I literally was watching it with my boyfriend, and he said to me, is there any other network covering the Met Gala? This is painful to watch. And I said, you're not even a fucking producer. And even you're like, turn the channel. I watch her, and I said to him, I said, I think she's the new housewife. He said, she is? I'm like, yeah. And I was bored.
Yeah. No, I watch. Oh, please. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I can't turn away. There's Kylie. There's Kendall. I'm like, no, I watched every last second of it. Yeah, no, that's her. And
that's how she, that's her.
That is her.
New York, we have a problem.
Right? And you mean to tell me you couldn't launch this show around Ebony K. Williams?
That was my suggestion.
I know. Well, I didn't take it in because I was like, that's not going to happen, just as a league. Yeah. But I mean, look, I love my Ebony. You know this.
Yes, no, same. And I just, listen, it's one thing to sprinkle in 2 new ladies like you did on Jersey this season. Like, okay, we got 2 new housewives, but we got Teresa, Melissa, Margaret, and Jennifer, Aiden, and Dolores. Hey, come back and watch. 5 new with a I don't know. It reminds me of what they did season 4 when they got rid of like 90% of the Apple holders and brought in like these, and it took like 3 years to get the show back to its groove. I think that may be the same. I think it's gonna take a while. But again,
and by the way,
let's watch the first episode and see.
Ebony never worked with Tinsley. Tinsley is influencer, younger, rich. Why couldn't you just take Tinsley and Ebony? And yeah, Tinsley and Leah, forget that. Kick Leah to the curb and just get a couple people that Ebony knows, and a couple people that Tinsley knows. And there's your diverse cast and cast. That's, to your point, I would have pulled in Tinsley and thrown her with Ebony, who have never worked together. And that would have been, and by the way, just to give a shout out, you look at all these, you talk about Life After Housewives, like, look, I mean, people seem to forget that Ebony K. Williams had a whole real legitimate media career before this blip on her radar. Yes. And you look at all the interviews she's doing now and the books, it's like, she is killing it. She's killing it. Even like on the Breakfast Club when she's standing.
Oh, the whole bus, right.
I'm like,
good. Listen, we know Ebony. She knows that's good for her.
Yeah.
She's like, bring it on.
You know, I love my fellow lawyers. I'm like, Ebony's not going to sit here and bow and like be scared of DJ Envy. Like, she doesn't care. Like, don't go. I'm like, DJ Envy, have you ever seen The Real Housewives of New York City? Girl, duck. Because Ebony is nice. She doesn't care.
She's not the one.
Not going to back down. She's going to put you in your place. This is why her and I, when she comes on like you, we have great chemistry and we spar.
No, she's a good girl.
We love her. I'm gonna come back on your show for Jersey.
Yeah, okay.
Whenever you want me.
Oh, honey, you're coming back. Reunion, Jersey Housewives. We got to talk about it, and I just can't wait to see what gets revealed.
Yes, and we're gonna talk some reunion looks. I got a lot to say about that.
We'll do our own like show.
We're gonna do our own Met Gala review of the looks.
And we'll be good because people love us together.
Where can everyone find you? They can listen to me on your podcast if they haven't, and you just had Sheree, and I mean, you have everyone.
Yes, no. So Reality with the King podcast, wherever you get your podcast, also on YouTube as well. And again, follow me at @VCarlosKing_ on all of these social media platforms.
I'm sorry I kept you long. I was sticking to the time.
It's okay, not, baby.
I don't want you to think I always go.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. I love you. Anytime you need me, let me know, and I'll see you for Jersey.
All right, and you'll come back on for Atlanta during the season too.
Yes, of course.
All right, love you.